Morning, everybody. 8:13 a.m. Welcome to my channel. It is June 2nd. Markets made new all-time highs yesterday after positive news, which happens every day now. There's multiple news catalysts generally that moves our market when it just chops around. That's been the theme lately. Okay. And yesterday, software stocks got some love. The memory stocks got love. Semis were not in favor, but then they got love. And Nvidia had a big day. Okay. So, needs to say, our market is still has dispersion, which I talked about yesterday, right? It's more of a stock picker's market. Each stock is ripping down, ripping up, and the S&P is moving up, but not ripping, right? So, individual stocks are more volatile than the index. Okay. I'm going to show you a chart later that shows a pretty glaring correlation. So I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Okay, Middle East tensions are still there. Crude is down 1.5% this morning. Okay, we got Palo Alto earnings today after the close. We have Jolts jobs today. Curious to see what this market does. Right now, currently markets are down. Okay, we're in a very choppy area. Okay, let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and buying profile to find structure in the markets along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That is my edge. So I'm coming up from game plans. Now, once that market opens, I use my market internals. Let me know what's going on in driving the markets off the open. Okay. Also with gamma flip points. Those are pivot points. Delineate between negative and positive gamma. When you're in positive gamma, it's more of the buy the dip, sell the rip. The volatility gets squeezed, right? It's not as volatile. Negative gamma opens up volatility. Okay, dealers and market makers have to sell with the market and buy with the market, hence makes bigger moves in the market. Okay, we are in positive gamma, so that's not a shocker. I give those away for free on my Discord every day, along with my weekly expected move indicator. It gives you the range of important tickers in our market, and 70% of the times they close with inside those ranges. Okay, it's a big time edge. Give that away for free in my Discord as well. I use some ICT, a little smart money concept as well, but basically my own proprietary trading system. Okay, now every morning, hopefully you join me. Subscribe, set that alert. All right, give you the market story, the market news, technical analysis, and I always give you the long and short trade scenarios later on in the stream. If you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. It's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. I usually go live around 9:45 a.m., but please come join me. All right, let's get into futures watch list here. And you can see silver today is our leader, up 1.74%. Gold up 1.13. Usually when that happens, the dollar is down. So VIX is up 0.81. 30-year bonds are being bought. Should send yields higher. Lower. I'm sorry. Russell flat. Nasdaq's down 0.11. Dollar down 0.13. ES down 0.19. Dow is down 0.38. 10-year yield is down 0.78. Ethereum down 1.42. Crude is down 1.62. And Bitcoin is under 70K. Wow. Bitcoin is under 70K. It's down 3.30%. Okay. Bitcoin is just, it bottomed at 60. Do we break 60? I don't know. Pretty crazy. Okay. Max 7 Plus. Broadcom's reporting earnings tomorrow after the close, I believe. Okay. They are up 5.77%. I saw something today with them with a Wi-Fi and something like that. Maybe it's here before their earnings. Um, Maybe I'll get into it, see it later. Okay. Nvidia is talking about those CPUs. Had a nice day yesterday. Okay, they're up 1.15%. Caterpillar up 0.72. Tesla's up 0.61. Meta's up 0.55. Meta's playing around with that 600 level. Dropped all the way to 600, right? Basically to the expected move to the downside of this week. Now, that's where the expected move indicator I give you for free works. Okay? If it hangs around here, probably not going to go much lower. Now, if it blows through this expected move to the downside, which is 599.11, then it could really go. Okay? So if it plays around with that level, generally that's it. The move's over. Okay? Lagging, AMD down 1.08. Amazon down 1.49. Coinbase, Bitcoin Proxy down 2.09. Microsoft down 2.67. They had a nice day yesterday. Google, okay, Google is looking to raise funds for AI, and the market doesn't like that. Okay, Berkshire Hathaway's invested in it. The market does not like that. It sucks because I had a spread that I wanted to short Google, and that would have been glorious. But I was waiting for a pullback to get short, and it now this news has brought it lower. Okay, moving on. Top sectors. NEM. Mining stock getting love this morning, up 1%. GE Vernova, almost up 1%. Micron continues its run, up 0.74. And let's see here. Oracle. Let's go see here. McDonald's down 0.67. Pounds here. Let's see here. Software is getting hit this morning. Okay. They had a nice day yesterday, but Palantir down 2.89. Salesforce down 3.30. Oracle down 3.39. So software stocks getting hit this morning. Okay. Let's look at the granular list here. Marvell. Okay. Up 18.49%. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, said this is the next $1 trillion company. Wow. Up 18.31%. Alibaba up 5.43. Vertiv up 4.36. Okay. Who is down today? Nubank down 6.85. Atlassian, that's software, down 6.06%. Intuit, software down. So software is getting hit today. ServiceNow is down 4.68. Had a big day yesterday. Okay. Moving on. Sectors. Semiconductors just out of control. Up 1.72%, 1.79%. They just don't go down, or not for long. Look at the big disconnect here. Semi's up 1.72. Technology is only up 0.12. This is where I'm telling you the dispersion is there, because Semi's being up that much and technology is only up 0.12. That's because Microsoft's down, okay, and AMD. But semis are ripping. Well, Marvell, you saw it, up 18%, right? Who's down? Healthcare, down 0.30. Discretionary, down 0.30. Communications, down 0.31. And energy is down 0.33. Okay? Let's move on. Economic calendar. Okay. So, we today have Fed Kashkari. Kashkari spoke already. Fed Hammock's going to speak at 8:30. Jolts jobs openings at 10 a.m. Okay. Now, as far as earnings, Hewlett Packard Enterprise reported with great earnings. after the close yesterday. This morning, Dollar General, Victoria's Secret, they reported. Now today, cybersecurity Palo Alto, Ulta reports after the close. Okay, before the open tomorrow, Macy's and Medtronic. All right. So from there, we have. Let's see if there's a stock wrap up. They haven't been doing this lately. Let's see. Israel strikes southern Lebanon as uncertainty clouds. So they were talking about a ceasefire yesterday with Lebanon at Hezbollah and Israel. Obviously, Israel already. It's so who knows about that? See, Hewlett Packard stock rallies 28%. Okay. Marvell rallies 20% as the Nvidia CEO labels the firm next trillion-dollar company. Remember I was telling you about that? Just trying to see. They haven't done the roundup yet, but I'm giving you basically the news, okay? Let's see if there's anything in the juice here. Nothing here. Let's Trump schedule. He does have pre-taped interview at 3 p.m. I don't really see anything else here for now. Some news: Alphabet plans to raise 80 billion for AI goals. That's why Google or Alphabet stock is down. Microsoft expected to showcase new PC. HPE lifts forecast for past 2028 goals on robust AI demand. Nvidia has capacity to supply robust AI growth despite constraints, says CEO. That's really all we need to go into here. I don't think. What was I looking at? There was Broadcom. That's the one. Let's see why they're up. I'm going to go into my other. I read it somewhere earlier today. Why Broadcom was up. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Because it's up 5% here. Let's see. Interesting why it's not there. Let me just trying to see here. For you guys, I saw it had something to do with broadband. Thought it would be in here. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not going to waste time. Okay. Now, what I want to show you. So, let's go to this trading view here tab. Now, yesterday I talked about Core 3M, which is the 50 largest market cap weighted stocks. And the Core 3M shows you the correlation. If the Core 3M, okay, let's look at that again. Right? It's at an 8.22. It's at lows. Okay? That means that the top 50 market cap weighted stocks are not working together at all and at all-time lows. So they're not correlated. Our market is not correlated. Now, on top of that, the dispersion index is pretty much almost at all-time highs. Okay, that means the based on the options market, individual stocks are super volatile. Okay, there's a big dispersion between these stocks and the index. Notice like stocks are ripping to multiple high levels when the index is really not. So it's high dispersion. So what I did is I put a spread on there. And the spread I did was the Core 3M minus the dispersion. I want you to focus on these dips in this spread. Notice, look at the line here. I have SPX down here. Notice what happens when we go to a low. Look below what ensues after the troughs, the low points of this dispersion, Core 3M minus dispersion index. Look, we drop. Okay, go to the next low. What happens in the market? We come up and we drop. Okay, look at this next low. Look what happens. The market's here and we drop. Okay, another little push down and we dropped. Okay, so even on this little push down, right? Look what happened down here. The market dropped. So look at where this level is. Look, in the spread, there has not been a lower point than this. So now you don't know the timing of this, but this is a big warning. Big warning. Okay? This spread has never been here before. And every time we came down before, we dropped. Okay? So the top 50 stocks are totally not working together. The index stocks, 500 stocks, are wildly they're not following the index. The index is so individual stocks have such much of their own stories. It's the index is not as volatile, but the market individual stocks are. This is a recipe of some type of correction that's going to happen. Okay? I thought this was pretty powerful that each time we come down, the market takes a downturn. I think it's very significant. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay? So that spread even made it, wow, unbelievable. That spread even made it more like, wow. Like every time this makes it low, the market takes a dip. It's pretty insane. Every time you can see, look, dip. It's crazy. Dip. Now we're at an extremely low level. It is crazy. Okay? It's a warning sign. Okay? And I'm not some stupid guys telling you short the hell out of the market. But what I would tell you is, I do have one bull put spread I have on Apple, but I'm probably going to start maybe layering into some SPX, some SPY put spreads. Maybe out 3 months or so. It just makes sense, and puts are cheap. Puts are cheap. Put to call ratio is at low levels, which means no one's buying puts. Everyone's buying calls. Okay? So, just wanted to share that with you. Now, we're going to move on to market internals. Let's get to those market internals. How did they look yesterday? Well, in the beginning, we were choppy. Look at that. See market internals, right? And then what happened? Equal weight was down. There was a disconnect. It was a divergence, right? But then it started to trend up. In tech, look at tech, financials, communications. Now technology is now almost 39% of the market cap weight in the S&P 500. That is crazy. Okay? That is crazy. So basically, financials and tech are 50% of our market cap weight. You're not going to go down. You're not going to go down in a community. You're just not going down. Okay? You have to know the mechanics of the market, how it works. This pullback, I was live. I was like waiting for these lows to break, and I was like, I'm going to get long here. Tech's leading. I just want to get long here, and it literally hit Friday's close. Couldn't close above it, and then positive news came out, right? That's the crappy thing about our market right now is that we look what we do. We barcode, news comes out. We then pull back, and news comes out. It's really annoying. Okay? Very, very annoying to trade. Okay? It can help you sometimes. It can also hurt you. A lot of times, sometimes with me, I'm setting up a trade, and I'm like, well, all right, I'm liking it. And like, let's say I'm going to go long, negative news comes out, and I'm like, okay. And you pause because you're like, how is the market going to take this if I want to go long now? Or when you're short, oh wait, that's positive news. How's that? It's very annoying. Very, very annoying. Okay? Let's move on to the daily charts. Okay. Now, new all-time highs again. Okay? There's that little hot pink line is last week's close, so we're having a positive week again. Remember, we're already 9 weeks positive. Okay? 10 weeks. And I saw a stat the other day. We've only had 4 times where the market went longer than 9 weeks. Okay? Okay. So where are we now? 757. Unbelievable. Horrible place in the middle of yesterday's range. Okay? In the middle of yesterday's range. So, not the best location. Let's look at futures real quick. Futures, look at that. You kind of have this, I like to call these confluence lows. Look at these 3 lows. Boy, oh boy, that's looking to want to get broken. That's eventually going to get broken, folks. The 75-76 area, get ready for that area to be broke. When there's some kind of correction, that is going to be broke. Okay? Qs. Okay, let's look at this together. All-time highs. Last week's close. 741, 742 basically. 742. So Nasdaq is relatively stronger this morning. Why? Semis. Why? Semis. Futures. Look at that doji. Futures. Look at that. Okay. It's a doji, but not, it's almost a hammer in a way. Because look, it came down and now it's getting bought up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's look at the breath real quick. Here's your breath. And what did we do yesterday? We kind of had a doji, right? We're still only 51% of stocks in the S&P 500 over their 50-day moving average. In the middle, folks. In the middle. The overall market is just, the tech is driving our markets. Remember, it's heavier market cap weight again. All right, moving on. Hourlies. Let me just get my lovely marker out. Let's go to those hourlies. Hourly charts. Okay. And we're kind of in this little bounce range a little bit. Okay. Remember I told you, these are those equal lows around the 75-76 area. Those are begging to get broke. My lord. Begging. Okay. So, we're in this range, right? Look at our 4-hour candle. It's kind of a doji. And you have kind of like a bullish candle here. We're buying excess, but we opened here, right, at Sunday night. We've never went back in the overnights. Okay. So, interesting, right? Opened here with prices here. Okay. We did pull down, right? And then where do we go? Right into supply. Right into supply, right? Now we have some poor structure here, so this is setting up to possibly hit the area that I said. If you break that area, it can really run. Look at this poor structure here. But I don't know. Look at this chunky trading. Okay. Now we got some structure that we can clean up. And we did make a new all-time high in regular trading hours yesterday, so that I like that. And no shocker, we're at the most traded price of the week. Okay. No shocker. Let's look at a profile real quick. We'll go from this little candle here. Let's just see the volume here. No shocker. Most traded price of the week, right? Value area. That's where we're at right now. All right. All right. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Very kind of similar chart. You have equal lows as well here. Those are the, let's see that level, 30291s. Okay, you have very poor structure right on this move up. Okay, you have a bearish FEG right here. That's last month's highs, which would be last Friday's highs. Okay, so you made new all-time highs yesterday in regular trading hours. Okay, so you kind of see this is kind of like a head and shoulders pattern. All right, you really, like I said, I'm not a big pattern guy, but when you see it, you can't not see it. Oh, let me change that. You got a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and your neckline is right at that level, 303 about. Okay, I will not just trade on a pattern. Okay, all right, that's your Nasdaq. Moving on. See if I can. Maybe I got to take my daughter to the bus, so I might not be able to get to the Nasdaq, but I'm gonna definitely give you the ES. So this is our market profile and volume profile. Oh, look at that low. Oh my God, it just makes it so much better in this view of the markets. Wow, wow, that's crazy. All right, this is the ES long and short trade scenarios. Okay, let's break out the session. Now, this, my friends, is going to get hit. 75, 77 to 77, 75, 73s. So 75, 77 to 70, 75, 73s is the area. It This is going to get tested. Don't know when, but it is very important area. Okay, very. Now let's look at this chart real quick. Okay, so you have this yesterday session, and now you have the overnight side inside of it, and look at the 50% retracement. That's where price is. So we're going to do one or two things. It's an inside out trade. You're going to test this area or you're going to test this area. It's not, it's a guarantee. Okay, that is a guarantee. It's just this trade's very hard to pull off. It's like a coin flip. Okay, so number one, I'm going to look for a long, right? If I'm going to look for a long, I have heavy supply above me, right? I'm not sure if I like that right here. So what would I like to see? Pull back under the 75.97, which is the most traded price of the week, and you have this demand that's been working off this demand. Okay, so it's not as strong. You do have poor structure here, so you can come down here, take out this level, like I said, the 75, 73s. Now this is when the rubber meets the road. If this happens very quickly, internals don't have a chance to get too weak, and you get a little V bottom here, higher low, back inside yesterday's range. Let's say 75, 76s. Guess what, folks? You got a long on your hands. Take it off at 75.97, and I would say go to the overnight highs, 76.18s, and see if you can tag 76.32s. Okay? That's really all I like right now. Now, the shorts is here. The short is here, folks. Okay? Now remember, there is a big demand zone here that's been worked off. You've come back into it multiple times. So each time you come back into it, it gets weaker. Okay? So, number one, what could I see happen? Okay? Well, drop below the 75.97s, right? Come through some of this demand, retest the 75.97s. You short that, targeting that area I said that should break, 75.77 to 75.73. If you break that and you find acceptance, woo, we can fall, folks, all the way down to 75.35s, this demand zone. Okay. Now, what's another scenario? Well, we could push up, right, into last week's highs, into yesterday's close, into the overnight highs, which has supply and bearish value gaps up here. Okay, if you take out and sweep those highs, 76.18, and you drop below yesterday's most traded price, 76.14, retest 76.14, you short that, target 75.97s. Then you go for that big 75, 76 to 73 area and see if you can fall. Okay? That's what I'm looking for in the ES. Now, real quickly, let's see if I can do this NASDAQ for you guys here. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, so here's your NASDAQ. Pretty similar. Okay, so I'm going to start with longs. Okay, remember the 303 area is the area that I think we could go down to. Okay, right here. Now, there is a difference here in the NASDAQ that I don't see in the ES as much. Okay, if for a long the market is holding the highs of the overnights, remember tech is relatively stronger. If you take out that bearish value gap, right? Take it out, pull back to 305.74s. That could be a long, target 306.92 and go off into the sunset, go higher. That is there. That is not in the ES. So this is definitely different. Okay, you could even pull back to yesterday's most traded price, 304.14. Okay, test the 304 as the most traded price of the week. Find support. Retest 304, go long. Okay, you hit the overnight highs, 305.87s, then go to yesterday's highs, 306.92s. More long options in an NASDAQ. All right, this has to happen quick. You flush through the overnight lows, 303.17s, test 302.95s, yesterday's lows, and you test that 303 area I talked about. If you come down, sweep it, go back into range, higher low, you go long. Target the 304s, then you go to the 305.87s, the overnight highs. Okay. Shorts, right here. Number one, drive off the open. Come into this bearish FEG, sweep the overnight highs, fail, go back into range, put a lower high in, you short that. Target the 304.14s, the 304s. Then go for that 302.95, yesterday's lows. Next, there's real poor structure here. You could really fall down to the 301s. Okay? That's probably the only short I'm interested in right now. All right, folks? All right. That is going to be it for me today. Okay? So our market's crazy. It's dispersion like crazy. I told you about it. Okay? We're at extreme levels. So what I would say today is momentum is definitely on the bull side. But I'm open to either long and shorts today. Okay? And we just have to see who drives the market today. All right, we're in a kind of a little bit of a balance area. Let's see if those key areas, the 303 to the downside and this, what did I say? The 75s. Let me give you that level again. Yeah, 75 area in the ES gets taken out. Okay. If it can't get taken out, we're going to go back up. All right, everybody? All right, smash the like button if you enjoyed that analysis. Okay, and as always, please join my Discord, Performance Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. That is it for me, folks. Have a great day. Remember, no trade's a trade. And I'll see everybody in my room. If not in my room, I'll see everybody